I'm Lucky Day.
I'm Ned Niederlander.
I'm Dusty Bottoms. So together we're...
The Sith Disturbers.
You sons of a motherless goat.
Son of a motherless goat? And who are you?
Wherever there is injustice, you will find us. Wherever there is suffering, we'll be there.
Hate leads to suffering.
Wherever liberty is threatened, you will find
The Sith Disturbers. If you haven't been to our website, visit StarWarsCommonwealth.com and take your first step into a larger world.
All right, here we go again. Guys, just think about it, guys. Here we are on Sith Disturbers number 4, I think. Corey, how you doing?
Not too bad yourself.
I'm all right. A long week here over at the back in my end of the world. That's neither here nor there. James, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Feeling much better than the last time we spoke, recovering from that strep throat.
Well, glad to hear. The strawberry picking season's over.
Yeah.
In your mouth.
Strawberry picking season is definitely over. We got snow coming our way this week, actually.
Weather alert! Weather alert! It's starting to snow!
It's snowing! It's snowing! It's snowing! It's snowing! It's snowing!
Yeah,
Got your winter tires on, boys?
I do.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Good. I somehow feel like Corey's lying. Corey, do you have your winter tires on?
Yeah, I had them on. Actually, it was kind of funny. I had them on the first day it snowed. It was kind of ironic or coincidental, whatever.
That's because he never took them off all summer.
No, that's not true.
That's actually my case.
That's actually my case too. I bought a minivan this summer. It came with winter tires on it, and I never took them off.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I bought my Jeep Compass. I got it last August, so August of 2015, and I swapped out my tires on my old Hyundai, and I slapped. They were winters. I put those onto the Jeep, knowing that they were only going to last one more season anyway. So I was just going to drive them bald, because I have a fresh set of winters for my Jeep Compass that just went on this last week. So I'm good to go now. Now that everybody, I'm sure, was dying to know that.
Oh no, this is a public service announcement. Don't wait till it snows. Your rubber on your tires is no good after about 7 degrees, something like that. Depends on the tire. But so if it's 5 or less, once it starts getting below 0 or near 0, you need your winter tires on if there's snow or not. So go out and change them, everyone.
Absolutely.
There's so many people caught off guard around this time of year because it's law now out here to do it, but I think it has to be done by December 15th, which is quite late in the year in my opinion. But
yeah, you got to look at mean temperature, not when the snow comes, but mean temperature. It's really the more important statistic or factor when you want to put on your winter tires.
Yeah, there's always a few people that first snowfall that are just in the ditch and shaking their heads.
And it's funny to watch people too. Whenever you hear that 10 centimeters is coming, or 3 inches, whatever it is, that people just start panicking. Oh my God, I don't have my winters on yet. Well, why not? You knew this was coming. It's inevitable year after year.
It's Canada, eh?
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
So here we go. He's talking 4 minutes about tire changing, but it is important. James said it's important, and it is. Don't wait until that snow drops, because you don't want to find yourself in the ditch. Every year we see people in the ditch. So guys, think about this. It is now November 16th, and in less than a month from now, we will have seen Rogue One. In fact, 30 days from now, we could be in the theater watching Rogue One, depending on how our schedules line up. That's amazing.
That's
That's
got to happen. It has to happen.
Oh, it will happen. And Corey, I've been thinking about your idea, and I think we definitely are going to make a full experience of it. I think we do the late dinner and the even later show, and you won't feel so sick because you'll have a little food in your tummy. So yeah, no, it's going to be a really big deal. Kyle, are you going to get the tickets?
Yeah, I'll get tickets as long as I know exactly when they go, and I have my antenna up waiting for that announcement. So I'll jump on those. Assuming for whatever reason I can't do it, I will be in touch and we'll make other arrangements. Maybe Em can do it for us since she got those tragically hip tickets.
She is good at ticketing. That's true.
But no, I imagine I'll be at the office once they do go on sale. I don't know, but either way, I will be at the computer, ready to grab them. Although I get the sense that more than a few people are going to come asking me for tickets this year. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, don't.
Well, the Tumbling
given...
Saber team is priority, and we have a friend and listener who has said, "Can you please get me a ticket?" And I absolutely will. But I don't know how many tickets I'm actually allowed to buy, so those things might get snapped up quick.
Who's the friend and listener?
Oh, that would be Mr. Eric.
Oh, cool.
Eric Lemieux. Yeah.
Really? Sweet.
Yeah, he'll be joining us November 15th or 16th, whenever we check that out. And I'm sure that a couple other people will chime in and ask if I can snag a ticket for them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be...
First come, first served, but I do accept bribes, so...
Yeah, I think Tony would probably want to jump on that bandwagon, too.
Tony's sort of like the Art Vandelay of this show. We constantly talk about him, but nobody will probably ever know who he is.
The elusive Tony.
All right, so I don't know what we want to talk about first. Corey, let's rehash this thing we talked about last week. It's Yub Nub versus special edition music. We kind of kicked it around last week, and then we said, let's put it to the people. What are the people going to say? So, Corey, you put your polling skills to the test. Not unlike those polling skills you put to the test at my bachelor party, but that is another story for another day.
Yeah.
Let's gloss over that one.
Talk about your poll.
Right. Let's do it. All right, so yeah, we called this one. It was a hashtag Star Wars Yub versus Nub. Which version of the song Yub Nub do you prefer? The special edition version or the original version? So your choices were the original version, the special edition release, or they were both equally as good. So it was a great poll. Great poll. Huge poll. We had
Yes, Donald.
Yeah. We had 136 votes, which was decent.
That's still a good sample.
Yeah, definitely. I think we got some solid statistics. Like the numbers did change a bit, but they were pretty. It was a pretty resounding landslide. 46% said original version, 26 came in at special edition, and 27 again came in at equally as good.
26 preferred the new, and 27 said equal. So
No,
more than 50.
Sorry,
more than 50.
20. Yeah, 27 and 27 and 46.
So more than 50%, 54% said...
Enjoy the original.
More than 54% said the new one is equally good or better. Cool.
That's okay.
No, I can see I can see defeat, but I'm not surprised. First of all, nostalgia for a lot of people. There was not going to be no undoing it just from a nostalgia point of view, and I accept that and even respect that. And the other thing is,
I don't know. Like I trust me. I took sociology and anthropology at Concordia, man. Like I really tried to separate myself from this thing. And the coolest part was like I watched it with my son. He's never seen the trilogy, right? But once he saw the Ewoks, his eyes lit up. Like I watched it at least 3-4 times each this week, trying to separate myself from it. And I still kind of feel the same way as I did last week in the sense that, you know, Lucas, he had that vision, right? But what had been filmed prior was already there, so he had to tinker with it. And it just could have been done in a different way. Like, it really feels like it was placed there because he could. And in watching both, from my best non-biased point of view, like, it just takes me out of that moment when you transfer over, switch over to seeing the galaxy celebrating. Like, I don't know, it just pulls me out of the. I got the goosebumps watching this thing.
Well, that just shows that you can't that you can't remove yourself and see it objectively. But
no, I think that's just more a matter of it. Just, you know, it just feels.
It's misty-eyed. It's misty-eyed. What's the word?
Nostalgia.
We just talked about it. Yeah, it's misty-eyed nostalgia. Like you can never take that out of yourself.
You can try all you want, but that's like trying to see your children objectively for their beauty. It's impossible as their parent. It's impossible. You can try all you want. Your kids are going to be so gorgeous to you in your eyes.
I don't know. It's like
it's
just
the same
watching
thing
it.
with
I don't know if you
movies.
guys watched it this week, but just clipping back, it just seems like it's been prequelified in a way. You know.
I don't see your way. I like I said, I acknowledge your point of view, but I don't see it your way. I see improvement. My Christmas tree analogy was just to say that I'm the type of person who can. I won't like something just because it is what I did. Yeah, if something's better, I can.
No, I'm totally on the same page
it.
as you with that too, man.
I think you are, and I'm not saying that you have to think this is better, but I don't think you're able to. I don't think you're able to be objective. That's all.
I tried my best, honestly. Like, out of anyone, a lot of people, like, I find I'm a really empathetic person. Like,
I'm sure you did try your best, and
I
hey,
did.
There's no right or wrong answer. The mass has spoke. You're in the majority, so like it's not like you got it wrong.
No, and you're right. It is a matter of, like, I guess nostalgia plays a factor, I think, but I don't know. It's a matter of preference.
It is. It's the primary driver, right? It's got to be.
Well, I think it's preference. Like I said, like when I watched them both back to back, like
I would say a child. Yes, you
these...
saw it for the first time as a child, and you just said your son liked it, and he's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song I compared it to a Smurf song, so none of that surprises me.
Yeah, I can't say I feel opposite. Like James said, I fully understand the poll results, and I'm not surprised by them. I thought maybe Yub Nub would actually have done even better.
Yeah, me too.
But that said, I like the newer version better. I just do. I like that it wraps up the entire 6 movies. Like, for me, Star Wars is episodes 1 through 7. It's not episodes 4 through 6. And so, and Naboo, Coruscant, all these places that were in the prequels that people may or may not like, they're part of the story, and I happen to like them. So the newer, quote unquote newer, it's 20 years old now, but I like this ending better. I think it's more complete, and it speaks to the entire trilogy, and as opposed to, or the entire saga, excuse me, as opposed to just one movie. But I'll say, I think you should have left off the third option. I think you should have made people choose.
Oh, then Yub Nub would have done much better. That's why you thought Yub Nub was going to be better, because you thought there was going to be only 2 options, in which case it would have been more 75-25.
Still, come on. The equally as good. It's nice to have it in there, that option. Show something.
That's again, that's like the parent thing. Which of your children do you love more? No, they're both perfect. I love them both equally. And that's a fair answer. But for this, no, pick one. Pick a side of the fence and go. So
I don't like that option just because it's grammatically poor. I think it should just be equally good. Equally good.
There's the teacher coming out.
I can't help it.
Anyway, let's move on from this. It's all good. There's no, like James said, there's no right or wrong answer to this one.
No, and I think it's
I
fun
just-
that if anybody went and listened to both, like Corey did, I think if anybody went and watched and listened to these songs, then that poll was definitely worth doing because that is a really fun ending either way you watch it.
And if anyone happened to catch the version that ads put out there as a third option,
That was
that
great.
was quite spectacular.
All right. Well, hey, thanks to everybody who took part in Corey's latest poll. Corey, do you know what you're doing this week for your poll?
No, unfortunately.
That's good because you know what? I was just thinking, Corey. This idea just came to me. For next week when we do the polls, we'll set up the upcoming poll in advance, and that way we can make predictions about it.
Good idea, James.
Thanks, man.
That is a fantastic idea.
Thank you. Thanks.
Your stock is rising, James.
I'm always working for you boys, you know?
Corey, you're stagnating.
I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Oh, that's not nice.
I'm gonna
Guys,
I'm gonna lightsaber that.
It's the
You don't have to. If you're gonna lightsaber it, I should have said it out loud, and don't make me say it out loud.
so disappointed in you.
I abbreviated.
Guys, it's the return of the Star Wars Would You Rather. I'm excited about this.
Woo!
We call it the Star Wars Would You Rather, but it's just a Would You Rather of any kind. It gives us something to talk about, and I love these idiotic random discussions. So, Corey, why don't you treat us with your Would You Rather this week? Let's see if you could pick up your stock here. You're flagging a bit there on the stock market.
Who's cooking dinner for you? Lando or Han? Whose meal are you choosing? And once you choose that meal, who are you having dinner with? Not necessarily either of those two. You can choose from the whole galaxy.
Oh, I like that question.
My stock is rising.
Lando's cooking dinner. I don't think Han can cook for squat. Lando's cooking my dinner.
I like that Corey's
And
Would You
I'm-
Rather is like a 3-part question.
It's never simple, eh?
It's 2 parts.
It's never simple. Lando's cooking, and Lando is absolutely welcome to grab a seat at the table. Is this alive or dead?
What?
Is this confined to the Star Wars universe? Is this?
Hey, do what you want with it. Run with it, brother.
I would love to have dinner with Princess Leia or General Leia, either or.
I happen to like nice men.
And if I had to pick someone from our universe, I don't think I want to say George. I would love to eat dinner with George Lucas, but I don't think he'd talk at all. I don't know. I don't know who I would pick from our entire galaxy. I don't know, James. What do you think?
Okay, so part A, Lando's cooking for me too. Because Han seems like a bachelor. Seems like he'd be eating like cold beans out of a can.
Yeah. That's why I thought you're the contrarian in a way, James. I thought for sure you'd be like, no way, like Han's got a trick or two, Carillion dish or two up his sleeve.
No, he wears
But
a
yeah, I
vest,
could
dude.
see
There's
Lando
no,
cooking
there's no
this-
sleeves.
I can imagine Han having a go-to dish, but that he's like a total one-trick pony. Like he can do like fried eggs and toast, and that's all he knows how to cook.
I
Well,
think
was
Han
thinking
makes
about
like
that, you know?
a really, really good
Chewie's-
dish, but he picks it up and puts it in like, throws out the takeout packaging and puts it in his own plate and serves it.
Yeah, I see it the same
that
way in a
sounds
way.
like Han.
I was hoping you guys would convince me otherwise, but he is definitely a microwave guy. But think about it. Chewie's not doing the cooking unless you want to have like a fur ball in your dish every night.
No, Chewie's not cooking. No, he
No.
just like eats raw meat.
Beans out of a can. Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, I think Han just eats whatever he can get his hands on.
Okay, I was kind of going the same route, but I was hoping you guys could convince me otherwise.
And
No, it's Lando. That's a layup.
who am I having dinner with? I'm having dinner with Princess Leia and Princess Amidala and Rey and Jin.
Oh, behave. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
That's wow. All right, James probably not doing a lot of eating in that meal, I would imagine.
Oh, you guys have it all wrong. I was looking for the most stimulating conversation, and frankly, I think that's where you'd get it. So you guys can take your gutter minds, frankly, and
Well, that's why I picked Leia, because I think she would have the most fascinating things to say.
I'm surprised with that. I'm really surprised with that.
I would definitely. I was trying to be semi-funny, and I don't know if I was successful at all by picking the four beautiful women. But I probably would have dinner with Qui-Gon and or Obi-Wan. The two of them together, that would be pretty cool.
Certainly drinks with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
At the pub, yeah.
Definitely drinks with those guys.
Yeah, that's why. Look at it this way. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and be contradictory and choose Han, just for the sole fact that I'd probably end up cooking for us anyway. Like, all right, out of the kitchen, I'm gonna cook for us, Han. Then he's gonna hire me as his cook and chef for the ship, and we're gonna go on adventures.
There he is, bending the rules again.
Yes, that's what I do.
And so, who are you having dinner with?
Him and Chewie, man. We're off on our own now. Like, peace.
You've tagged along.
No, he hired me. He was like, dude, this meal was superb. Like, you have to come with us. And I'm like, I don't know, Han.
All right, well, that's fair enough. James, did you cook one up this week?
I did. Would you rather be your favorite character from your favorite book or movie living in modern world, like Earth today? Or would you rather be you living in your favorite character's book or world?
Ooh, scary.
I would rather be me in another world.
Wow.
Like, if let's just for example say I don't know, I couldn't even tell you who my favorite character is.
Chewie.
Let's just well, yeah, Chewie would just be targeted as Sasquatch and be on the cover of the Inquirer. Yeah, I don't think that'd be any fun. I think we really suck as a society. There'd be no appreciation for Chewbacca. I think, let's say, for argument's sake, let's say I chose Han. Han's the shoot first type, regardless of what the special editions say. And I know I'm a stickler for the actual story, but Han is a shoot first guy. Nah, that doesn't fly here. He'd be behind bars no time flat.
Wrong.
Or on the run.
Wrong. President Trump now.
He would talk his way out of it?
President Trump
He
now.
would,
It's okay to just do whatever you want and shoot first.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
Well,
Let's
we'll
not go
see.
there.
Tumbling Saber does not condone shooting first.
But I see your point. You're right. He is a shoot first kind of guy. So you'd go and live in Star Wars? That's a pretty scary place, man. Where would you live?
Dude, especially
It's a really big place.
there was two
That's
parts
a
to that
really big
question
place.
too. No, like you had to like choose the character that you'd be in that universe. No.
No, you're yourself.
You're you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be me and go live like on Naboo or somewhere civilized.
Fair enough.
Yeah, maybe I think they're probably a little bit soft on Naboo. I don't know if I'd go there per se, but
Scarif.
I'm sure there's somewhere. Scarif, like Club Med of the Star Wars galaxy, for sure. Maybe that's a great place to live. We haven't seen Corellia yet. That might be a prime location. Just put me wherever there's
you don't
space
know what
hockey, and I'm
immigration
in.
laws are like in the Star Wars universe. You can't just
I don't
go
think there
anywhere.
are any. Yeah, you can. People just go and come and go as they please.
Yeah, like how, you don't know how hard it is to get on like a starship to travel the stars. It might be a hard thing to do for some people.
Maz Kanata looked at Finn and said, "See those two guys over there? They'll trade work for travel."
Yeah, I guess.
Obi-Wan Luke walked into a cantina and said, "We need a ship."
Yeah,
oh,
we got
I'll
lots of
take you.
cash. Like they offered him like 10 times what it was worth.
Like a million
You
space
can get
bucks.
anywhere you want to go.
A million space bucks.
You can get anywhere you want to go. Relatively easily, I think. I think that's been borne out in these Star Wars movies. If you want to go to the Outer Rim, you can get there. Just go to the seedy bar or to the spaceport. You'll find somebody who'll take you there for whatever price.
It takes
I agree
courage,
with that.
though. I don't know.
All right,
it's a
Corey,
Corey,
so-
did you answer your own question?
What are you going to do, Corey?
The second part of your question was basically I could take powers from someone from the Star Wars universe and be on Earth, right?
So yeah, the question is, would you rather be your favorite character? Like, so if Han's your favorite character, would you rather be Han and living here today? So you change from you to Han, or would you rather be you and go live in Star Wars?
That's a really good question.
Like, if my favorite character is Gandalf, do I want to be like a wizard living in 2016, or do I want to be me living in the Shire or wherever?
So but I have to choose from Star Wars, right?
So do I? When I go over there, do I now have midi-chlorians? Or am I like some sort of?
George Lucas says everybody can use the Force, Kyle.
But you definitely won't be able to, Kyle.
Can I hang up on him?
Yeah, you can. It's your show.
Yeah, I guess I can. Goodbye, Corey. Yeah, no, that makes it even easier for me to jump over to that next galaxy far, far away. Now, at least I have a chance to use them for good or bad. But I'll use my midi-chlorians for all they're worth.
Fair enough.
Well, how does this work in, when you look at it, like, say, like, Luke's not necessarily my favorite character, but say Luke comes to Earth, is he still able to use the Force? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Okay. I would think I would go with that route just because I'd try and be Earth's savior.
It's funny you say that. I had a question on my Facebook today that said, if you could choose world peace or Bill Gates' fortune, what color would your Lamborghini be?
I saw that, and I said to myself, I would totally choose world peace.
Yes, I get to pull out the lightsaber. Sweet.
It was close.
He did it again.
I said, you want me to say it? I'm going to have to complete these things now.
You
Once
said
I'm-
it. You just said it just now.
Yeah, but it was like a half swing.
No, I checked. I went to the umpire, man. Strike.
It was a strike, but still, like,
Yeah, the wrist broke. The wrist broke.
I didn't get the full satisfaction of, like, getting out
Dude,
of
on
my
this
system.
On this show, you can drop them full out. We're not going to keep them, but I can lightsaber them out easy. Nice.
If it helps you.
Every now and again.
Channel your inner Candido.
So I've got two would you rathers. I wanted to talk a little bit about music tonight, but I think maybe we'll put that off till next week because I think that could get long. So I'll do my two would you rathers here. And it's one of them is specifically meant to put Corey in a tight spot. So here it goes. Corey and James, would you rather be at a taping of SNL, Saturday Night Live, featuring your favorite celebrity host? So Corey, let's say you could have been in the audience last night watching Dave Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have been watching Dave Chappelle, or you could be an extra in a Star Wars scene, but that scene is ultimately cut. So you have the full joy of being on set at a Star Wars movie, getting into costume, seeing what's going on around you, maybe getting a glimpse of Mark Hamill or one of the stars of the movie. You get that whole experience, but your scene doesn't make it into the movie. Are you choosing that experience, or are you going to be in the audience at an SNL taping?
Can I ask a quantifying question?
Sure.
How much do I know when I go into filming the scene? Do I know it's not going to make it when I'm filming it?
No.
Oof, so I have heartbreak with that one. There's no heartbreak in the other answer. Yeah.
That's right. Yay, you saw SNL, and it's on the grand scheme of things, it's not a great huge bucket list thing, but at least it's something to walk away with. Whereas Star Wars, you didn't even make the final cut of the movie.
No, at a point
You may not even ever be in a deleted scene.
you leave the set and you're super excited, and then the day you find out it's cut, you're just devastated. I'm not in Star Wars. Ugh. No, I take the other one.
Oh wow.
Nah, it's a toughie.
I'm not. I'm telling you straight up. I'm still doing it. Star Wars. Star Wars all the way. Like just to be there on set, live that experience. Granted, okay, it gets cut. Okay, it would probably sting a bit, but you still got to be there, live that, be a part of it. There's
Okay,
no way I
like-
would give that up.
How about this? Can we change the second option to watch, like spend a day on set watching filming Star Wars, or be an extra who gets cut?
I'd still like to participate because the participation factor. Yeah, you still get to watch what they're doing.
You get to
And
watch
you get to
either.
participate.
In the second option I just gave you, you get to watch either way, but no heartbreak.
Yeah, no, I'm taking the option B. I get to stand off to the side of the cameras or stand next to the director and watch. I'm gonna just take it all in and watch how a big motion picture gets made and have it be within my favorite franchise. I would do that for sure.
And
I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror if I was in a Star Wars movie and my scene was cut. I would be disgusted with myself.
I'd be destroyed.
What, you gonna blame yourself for that?
No,
Absolutely.
I wouldn't blame myself, but I'd be like, oh, yeah, it would be
Like
devastating.
it's like you had the winning lottery ticket and you dropped it down the sewer.
No, you still got to live the experience, so there's definitely a plus side to this.
Maybe nobody believes you.
Oh yeah, there'd be
Cares?
doubters.
Like, you were there, man.
Was I?
Eventually, you'd go crazy and doubt yourself.
You guys are crazy. You guys are whack, man.
No, you know what it is?
But it depends. Like,
Corey,
I have to say,
you can only live in the moment, and so you just can't see the heartbreak and devastation. But Kyle and I are planners, and we both see the realistic part
No.
of the situation.
why would I can go see an episode of SNL, okay? Like, I can accomplish that in my
No,
lifetime.
you can't.
I can. You
can't
can
just-
probably get tickets, not on a whim, but if you plan around it, I don't think it'd be that hard. Getting in a Star Wars
Okay,
movie and being
here
on set.
here's
Yeah,
here's
but-
a challenge issued to you, Corey.
Yeah.
Write in for tickets for a taping of SNL, and get back to me in the year that you receive those tickets.
I'll drive.
Well, still, I think it would be easier to go to an SNL show than to be on set of a Star Wars film.
Yes,
Put it
but
that
you
way.
still chose getting cut, even if you could just be on set and watch. See, I choose
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Be on. Well, yeah, but so that's what I'm saying. You're living in the moment and not really thinking about the crushing heartbreak. Hey, again, I'm not going to try to convince you to change your answer, but I think it just speaks to our personalities how Kyle and I are more negative naysayers, and you're just
Yeah, you still
focusing on
get
the
to,
positive.
You still get to live the moment. That's the thing. Like, okay, granted, it gets cut. Again, that'll sting, but you still were that person for.
Oh, it wouldn't sting though. It would be devastating. I'm
Yeah,
putting myself
yeah,
in the
it
real
wouldn't be-
situation where I really in real life spent some time on set, a couple of days. I've told all my friends, or whenever I'm allowed to tell my friends, I've had this. I'm gonna be in Star Wars, and then to have that rug pulled out from under me.
Knock, knock.
No. 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 Hell no. 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 I refuse. No.
Would really hurt, man.
Yeah, because you would never know, right? You would not know a thing until you go check out
The movie.
the movie in theaters, and then you watch and you're like, oh my god,
I'm not in Star
the
Wars.
credits rolled. I'm not in it. My scene was cut. I can't. You would be absolutely devastated because you would have wanted to tell everybody, and then you'd leave the theater and go, I like the movie, but. And that's the other thing.
It might ruin the
If you
movie.
were cut from that movie, it would ruin the movie.
It might.
100%. It would
What are you guys
crush
talking
it.
about? Hell no.
Oh my God, Corey, come on. If you were in a Star Wars movie in a scene and it got cut, it would taint the way you see that movie. 100%.
Even the first viewing of it, I probably wouldn't be able to spot myself out anyway if I didn't know, you know? And even,
No.
whatever. It depends, though. Again, like, you guys haven't seen, like, last night's episode of SNL was literally, like, historic. So if you know you're in store for something like that, there's a small chance, but I'm still going Star Wars. Like, there's no way I would not give up the opportunity to be on set and just to be a part of it. Okay, you get cut, whatever. You're an extra anyway. Like, what do you expect to see yourself on screen for? Like, 0.0 of a second anyway?
Say what?
Say what?
Say what?
Say what?
Say
Say
what?
what?
Say what?
You wait a
What's that?
second.
At least
You
you
just
could've said-
belittled
you could-
Corey. You just belittled being in a Star Wars movie for a second. You just said that's not a big deal.
Oh!
And you said not only that, but you said it's not a big deal to be in a movie for 0.01 seconds, yet you were willing to move heaven and earth to go to Kingston for as long as it took, for as much as it cost you to do it, to be in the movie for 0.01 seconds, but it's not a big deal.
That's why it's Star Wars, and that's why I'm choosing Star Wars. And if you guys don't choose Star Wars, that's fine, but
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
this show's about Star Wars, and I'm choosing Star Wars.
This is why you couldn't.
The human pretzel.
This is why
Corey
he
the
picked-
human pretzel, everybody.
This is why he picked Yub Nub. He says he can be objective, but he cannot.
No, that's because you guys are just doubters. That's all it is to it. Like, you guys are like negative Nancy's, be like, okay, no, you can't be objective. I'm like, yeah, guys, I'm trying to be. No, you're not.
Screw you guys.
But how do you know?
But you're not.
How do you
You're
know
not.
that? Why would I want to go see SNL over Star Wars? Tell me. Give me a good reason.
Stop saying SNL. You could watch them film Star Wars.
No, but the question was SNL, no?
I'm giving you a bit different answer because you seem hung up on that. I want you to admit that it would hurt to be cut, and you're like, nah, no big deal. It's just a second on
No,
screen.
it would be.
In a Star Wars
It would
movie.
be, but I still wouldn't give up the opportunity.
If you could
I'm
see
not
it
saying
either
it wouldn't
way,
hurt.
I'd rather not get cut. That's my point.
I would definitely like to be in the film if I filmed a scene, but if I'm not, hey, so be
Yeah,
it.
that becomes a different question. If the question is you could be an extra in a scene for 0.01 seconds and that scene will not get cut, it will be in the movie. I think it becomes pretty unanimous then.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
100%.
be in
I pick Star Wars.
Yeah,
It's the
100%.
It's the cutting part that kills me in that question. But maybe I'm living it too
Like
real. Like maybe I'm being too realistic with it because I really think it would hurt me in my soul to have to ride that roller coaster.
I think you're taking it too personally.
Well, I just think
I
I'm
think
being
you should feel
realistic.
privileged to have had the honor to do that.
But I could be on set and watch, Corey. I don't see the difference. And then the day so imagine I wake up in the morning, I go to set, I know I'm going to spend the day asking questions, seeing stuff, and I go home and the day gets to be everything it was supposed to be. Whereas the other option is a horrifying nightmare at some point.
No, I think if you're in the movie,
It's almost like you wake up in the morning and the most monstrous person alive is elected leader of your country.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, worse.
Yeah, imagine you're even as an extra. Anybody who's ever been an extra in Star Wars is part of the canon Star Wars universe. They can always say that. And you were that close. And now you're not. And you're probably not going to ever be that again. I could just not look at myself.
I'm
I'd be
still okay
so-
with it.
Ugh.
Hey, that's why this
Why would
show
you
has three personalities on it, man. We're not supposed to agree.
I just go for the 2-for-1, you know, be on set, you're an extra, you're in the scene, you still get to participate, and then afterward you could still talk to people and, you know.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but guys, this one time when I was in that scene for Star Wars, I was like, yeah, but what scene?
Oh, and
Yeah, I know it was
even
cut,
worse
but
is, guys like
the-
me, I'd be like, you're lying. I don't believe you. Even though I would believe you, I would never let you know I believe you, and I would just say you were lying every time, to the point where it'd be no fun for you to bring it up around me.
Oh, another big question. Do we have enough time to do one more?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
And let me prep one for next week. I'm going to put something in your head. I was going to ask you guys if you'd rather talk like Jar Jar, speak like Jar Jar Binks, or
God.
have everyone around you speak like Jar Jar Binks.
Boom! Crazy! Oops! Oops! Oh no! No again.
Oh. Oh. Dear God, you got to take one for the team there. That's my idea, I guess. For everyone.
We'll hold that for another show, because I think that one we'll have at least 5 minutes of conversation around it. What's yours, Kyle?
Yeah. Okay, so would you rather live on Jakku or Dagobah as Rey or Yoda lived? So Rey lived in a scavenged vehicle, and Yoda lived in a makeshift mud hut. So you have limited contact with a potential friend or a potential hostile on Jakku versus total isolation on Dagobah. And no, James, you cannot live with, near, or have any contact at all with Rey. And no, Corey, you cannot bank on Dagobah's Force oddities for amusement.
Oh,
You're just you. You're not bending the rules on this one. You're you, as you are today, on Jakku or Dagobah, as Rey or Yoda lived.
well, that's a good question.
It's awful.
I think I look at it in two ways. Like, yes, I like solitude and stuff, but I'd like to get out there. And I think on Jakku, at one point, I might be able to, as you said, it's so easy to travel around the universe, or the galaxy, that I could
You're not bending the rule. You stay there. You
I have to
stay.
stay there.
You have to stay. You're not sneaking onto somebody's ship and getting out of there. You stay there, you sneaky.
All right, then if I have to stay, I'm choosing Dagobah.
I don't know. Like, I don't think you could survive on Dagobah if you weren't Yoda. Like, I think you need the Force, or
Why?
some of these
That
badass.
place is teeming with life.
Yeah, like, go to a jungle on Earth, man. See how well you do.
True. No, you got to be prepared, I guess. But at least, like, I thought you were talking more like sustenance wise. But no, if you're talking
I'm
about
talking
like
about
things that are
things
gonna
killing me.
Yeah, then you might have a point.
And if it's not like crazy wild beasts on Dagobah, then it's like hostile locals on Jakku. So I'm not going anywhere for very long. But I guess I choose people. Like, isolation would get to me after a while. I think I would choose people, even hostile, crummy people.
No way, man. Like, think about it. Look at the life Rey leads. Like, she's begging for food. Like,
yeah, but at least
she's her own person.
She knows people. Like, she has contact with other people.
Like who?
Yoda,
Ankar Plet?
Yoda's nuts, man. He's all crazy and stuff.
Yeah, he's 900 years old.
Yeah, that isolation does things to you.
No, I agree with that.
That was my reasoning too,
agree with
James. I burn horribly in the sun, so I was really struggling. Where should Dagobah? I'm gonna get. There's just nothing there for me on Dagobah, but at least I won't get skin cancer. On Jakku, I might make a friend or two. I might make a foe or two. But at least there's an opportunity maybe to do something. And there's at least if you could make yourself semi-useful, you'll get some kind of food. On Dagobah, there's no guarantee of anything.
Food, yes, I think. But if, like James pointed out, being food. But there's definitely a lot of clay. Like, you can make something for yourself on Dagobah. But there's lots of resources to build stuff.
Clay? Like, what are you going to build?
Your hut?
And then?
I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, with dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made you out of clay.
No, you build your homestead. Like, I don't know. Like, I know what you guys... I wouldn't want to be alone either, to be honest. But, Rey's basically a slave, and I'd rather be alone and make my own way than be, like, bound to some, like, system or whatever,
It's a pretty deep question because, like, are you free if you're in total isolation on Dega? Is that freedom? He's basically like in a prison.
Yeah, you can look at it in two ways though too, right? Like Ray's basically in a prison too, right? If she can never leave that planet, or if you choose to live there and you can never leave this
Oh yeah,
dust
you're right.
bowl.
Both are prisons. You're not wrong. Yeah, good question.
Tough though.
Very
It's a tough one,
Very tough.
especially if you take the loopholes out. Okay, that's it. I got nothing else for this week, but I'm sure we're gonna put some more of these together. We need to have like an entire bank. Well, you know what? I think they need to be spontaneous, right? To catch you off guard. I wouldn't want to think about your question for several days leading up to our show.
That's a good
I'd
point.
want to just bam. I just want you to hit me with it, so I have to make a snap decision.
And oh my gosh, give Corey that much time to think of loopholes.
Yeah.
There just needs to be a loophole ban, like, or like we have to set up some kind of like fine system. Every
No,
time-
or just
if
word your questions properly.
How about this? No loopholes.
Well,
That's
we'll
pretty clear
see.
wording.
Well,
That's
James, you're
pretty
pretty
clear
big on the
wording, right?
loopholes yourself there, so.
Oh, I
You
know.
know.
I just like busting. I got it. I'm editing this show, so I'm not trying to make any fucking work for myself.
Oh right, no, we got a very important question here from our listener Matt Keegan, who
Yes.
wants to know where his sunglasses are, and so I thought if he hasn't found them yet, I think we can help him out with that. So I have a story. I'll do it quickly here before we get out of here. I lost my sunglasses this year. I've had them for years. I love these sunglasses.
Is it your Von
And then one
Zippers?
day, yeah,
The ones I bought you for your wedding?
yeah, they were gone for 3 months, I want to say. No idea where they went. And so I thought I tore the house upside down. I gave up. I couldn't find them. Bought a new pair. And then one day I was cleaning out the living room, and I reached down inside the couch cushion and felt something kind of bulky. Pulled it out. There they were. So Matt, my advice to you is check the couch cushions. It could be there. And if it's not there, I'm sure you've looked, but you gotta look under the car seats. That's always a treasure trove for things. You'll always find a few coins, some money in there, and you might even find a pair of sunglasses. So that's that. Your sunglasses are there.
And having been a bartender in a dozen or so places, close to anyway, every lost and found is filled with sunglasses and credit cards behind every bar. That's all just packed with sunglasses and credit cards.
Especially in Australia.
So
there must be 10 times the amount of sunglasses in Australia as we have here.
Local drinking hole, check it out.
Well, James, didn't people do that if they needed like an umbrella or sunglasses? Hey, do you have a pair of sunglasses? And oh yeah, that's them. Here
I'm sure. I'm sure that happens all the time.
You're not protecting anybody here, are you?
Well, and no, but like, and you have no way to know either. Black sunglasses, like that describes every pair
Yeah, I left a black pair of Ray-Bans here yesterday. Did you happen to find them? Like my girlfriend just bought them for me.
And even some people
are
don't even know that well. Like if you just said, oh yeah, those are Ray-Ban and they're Oakleys, and the people don't, if you're just confident with what you say, I'm sure you could easily procure yourself some free lost and found sunglasses.
There you go. And Corey, you brought this up, so I figure you have some input.
Yeah, I was taking a little look at Matt's Twitter profile, and he posted this awesome little short clip of a time lapse between Newcastle, Australia, and Mudgee, Australia, as he's a train conductor. So I'm gonna go ahead and said you lost him on the bend to Coolmore.
There's not a chance you pronounce that properly.
Yeah, it was Coolmore. That's the only I looked at this. It's like 300 and something miles, I think it is, something like that. And I just looked at all the names, and there's actually some pretty cool ones, but Coolmore. Yeah, I dug deep on that one, Matt. They're gone.
They're gone.
You're usually the positive one here.
Yeah.
What's the Jack Handy? There's a Jack Handy that fits here for sunglasses. Or I think it's keys, but if ever you drop your keys, insert sunglasses, into burning lava, forget about them because they're gone.
Oh man. Well, Matt, I hope everything turns up for you and you find your sunglasses very soon. I know how frustrating it is, especially now that it's on the verge of summer there, if I'm not mistaken. So you're gonna need them.
And look at it this way: without your sunglasses, it's easier to look on the bright side of things.
Wow. End the show. Just end the show. Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot. James, thank you.
That's what I do.
Oh boy. Okay. That's Sith Disturbers again for this week, guys. Thank you again for listening. Send us your feedback. That's Kyle@tumblingsaber.com. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/tumblingsaber. Find me at tumblingsaber on Twitter. Corey, you're at Chop Rules with a Z.
Correct.
And James is Tommy at TommyBombadil1. That's where you can find us on Twitter. Be sure to check out the other shows on the Star Wars Commonwealth. That's Talk Star Wars. That's Generation X-Wing, the Rogue Squadron, the Rogue Squadron podcast, and newly to the lineup is Skyhoppers. So until episode 51 of the Tumbling Saber Show, have yourselves a good one, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now. You guys can say goodbye too if you want.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Sith Disturbers podcast. Brought to you by the warped minds at the Tumbling Saber. Proud member of the Star Wars Commonwealth Network. Visit StarWarsCommonwealth.com and take your first step into a larger world.